7 minutes in Intermodal.
All right, here we are with 7 minutes in Intermodal, and today I got Chad Schilleman. Chad, what's going on?
Man, John, just enjoying a wonderful morning here just north of Salt Lake City, Utah.
Nice. And what's cool is when I posted on LinkedIn about certain people I want to connect with, I don't know if you got referred or if you commented, but what was cool to see was there were people actually backing you up, and people that I wasn't even connected with before. So somehow the post got out. And that's the power of LinkedIn and networking and, being able to connect with good people. I mean, that's one of the key things, of course. So congrats on whatever you've done. We're going to talk about it now, but you've made impact on people at different companies. So I thought that was cool to see.
I appreciate that. Thank you, John.
So tell me, I think I saw that you actually owned a logistics company some time back, right? So just a quick history on what you've done so far.
Yeah, so I started in the industry running an intermodal agency for a small company out of Taylor, Michigan. Operated with them for approximately 5 years. Switched to a larger company based out of Memphis, Tennessee, and there we spent just shy of 10 years running a very successful intermodal agency, utilizing their contracts, their agreements. During that time, I had helped a few other companies set up their intermodal programs, local Salt Lake City, brokerage, 3PL, got them up off the ground, got their ramp-to-ramp contracts running. And I just kind of got to that point where I really wanted to stretch my legs, see how far I could reach. So I put it out there in the industry. Hey, we're looking for a new home. We're very qualified, 15 plus years in intermodal. And we found a great partner in Watco, ninth largest railroad in the United States. Mm-hmm. They had a very fledgling in a domestic intermodal program. And being a growth-minded company, it was just a beautiful fit that we were able to match up. They acquired all of our customers, our team members, and just kind of gave me free access to get their intermodal program off the ground. So that included all the domestic 53 contracts with the railroads in United States, Mexico, Canada. And then as we got that off the ground, that expanded further into the drayage program, brokering drayage, and then as well as a full IPI service, inland point intermodal, for the 40-foot providers.
Right. And what's something else that stood out as well was you have a non-compete that's expiring, if you will. But I think you said it was 24 months, right?
Yeah, and it's non-competes. Yeah, it's a nasty word in the industry. They're very, very prevalent. Mine is dealt with, since it was an acquisition and there was financial compensation involved. Sure. That was the reason for such a long non-compete. And, I knew after I was leaving Watco that the non-compete could be enforced. They, of course, wanted to go ahead and pursue and push that. And me on a personal level, I am just ecstatic that they did really push that non-compete, because as stressful as it was in the beginning, that I wasn't going to be able to take another job in the industry, further my career. It allowed me to step back, spend a lot more time with my family. I picked up a part-time job at an amusement park so my kids could get free passes. I substitute teach, so I go teach for my kids, and very sporadically. And then kind of did a little bit of consulting, transportation, small business consulting, and it's been a blast these 24 years. So I definitely feel like I've recharged my batteries. And now that 2 years is almost up, coming up on August 2nd, very excited to look and see what opportunities are going to be available for me to jump back in.
Well, it's cool that you have that perspective on it. Like you said, it's a nasty word in the industry. I don't hear many people talking great about it. There's one guy actually I see, he looks like he complains on a daily basis about his certain situation. That's okay. Everybody has their own certain situation, but that's cool that you've been able to take it and make it and make it something, right? And but I'm also sure that on August 2nd, maybe at midnight into August 3rd, or from the 1st to the 2nd, there's going to be a big party, and there's going to be a weight off your shoulders. Are you able to say what's next, or do you know what's next?
Um,
It's going to be intermodal, or
I've looked into, I've started a few conversations now. Obviously 2 decades in the industry. I've got a lot of
yeah,
friends. I know a lot of people who run the non-asset based IMCs, even a few of the asset players. Um, so I don't know what the next step is going to be. But with that run, I miss that daily grind of transportation. I miss having trucks fall off, problems come up, the really dynamic, um, the really dynamic solutions that you could provide customers. And even though I have left my previous employer, I have been consulting with them a little bit, and just to try and keep that desire. And I don't know if I can hold that desire back. Just it's really,
yeah,
really strong to bring you back into the industry, because that's what our careers have been. It's stressful in the moment, but when you don't have it, um, it's a strong desire to pull you back in.
yeah. It's that whole joke, right? That once you're in, you can't get out, even if you try. I've dabbled in different stuff as well, and I come back one way or another in something revolving around logistics. Um, but if there were one or two, I guess, types of companies or companies that provide a certain service, would it be a brokerage, or would it be? Are you more into the consulting, or what do you think? What would you do? What would you do? I guess is the question.
I I truly feel my best fit is going to be that next step, in developing and helping a company really develop their next stages of growth
Interesting.
inside of their drayage and intermodal
Okay.
departments. That is where my background, that's where a lot of my connections have been sown throughout my career. And I really think that would be where I'd be the most advantageous, is helping customers take their current customers that they already have built a long-term relationship with. They know they're there, um, and they're looking to expand those relationships, create more service offerings for those customers, and really teach their team how to properly execute drayage moves. Start off with the door-to-door providers with intermodal, how to hold the intermodal companies accountable as they move them, and then even potentially, I've thought about opening up another IMC, or for a full non-asset based IMC for a company. But I mean, that is a lot of work. And now that I just passed 40 years of age, that was probably the most stressful part. So I think that's where it's going to be, is somewhere as far as customer development and really expanding those two areas of service uh, for the clients.
Well, I know for sure those companies that need that are definitely out there, because I had a conversation this week about exactly that. Them getting into drage and doing it right, maybe tweaking a few things, but getting into drage. So hopefully this will get the word out some. I'm excited to follow and see what's next for you, and I hope you have a really big party on the 2nd. So thanks for coming on, and again, I am excited to see where you go next. So congrats on what you've done, on your mentality on it, and if you need anything, definitely just let us know.
John, like you said in the beginning, LinkedIn is great for the connections and
Yeah.
that you can make and to establish those personal relationships. So I am so glad that you gave me this opportunity. And yeah, I look forward to watching your programs and seeing how you develop.
Well, something will land from this. I got a good feeling. So we'll aim for that.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Thank you,
Awesome.
John.
Thanks, Chad.